Before we had words for archetypes, they spoke through symbols. Join me in exploring how ancient minds understood the shadow self through demons and monsters.
Jung and the Vikings. A psychological journey, Carl Gustav Jung, stands beneath Yggdrasil, the cosmic ash tree from Norse mythology. Vikings have gathered around him for a blood sacrifice, their faces illuminated by the light of the fire. Ancient songs resound in the air as the seer enters a trance. Jung notes, "What I observe here confirms my theory of the collective unconscious. These symbols, the world tree connecting the 9 kingdoms, the Norns weaving fate, are not just primitive superstitions, but deep psychological truths expressed through universal archetypes." The Vikings intuitively understood what modern people have difficulty comprehending intellectually. By participating in their ceremonies, Jung realizes that the Vikings' relationship with their gods represents an integration of different aspects of the psyche. The sacrifice of Odin hanging on Yggdrasil for wisdom parallels the necessary surrender of the ego to the deeper self. Their concept of word fate reflects his understanding of individuation, the process of becoming who we are. The Vikings, Jung observes, lived in communion with their shadow aspects, embodied in figures like Loki. They understood the necessity of integrating these darker elements rather than repressing them. This acknowledgement of the shadow self, Jung believes, led to a more authentic existence than the fractured psyche of modern humans. As the ritual continues, Jung recognizes the anima and animus archetypes manifested in the Valkyries and Berserkers, the feminine within the masculine, and the masculine within the feminine. These are not merely cultural constructs, he writes, but expressions of the psyche's inherent duality, seeking wholeness. The mead of poetry that the Vikings revered represents to Jung the transformative power of symbols and creative expression. Through myths and rituals, he reflects, the Vikings achieved what I call active imagination, a conscious dialogue with the unconscious that leads to psychological growth. Jung concludes that the Vikings' cosmology, with its emphasis on cycles of destruction and rebirth, culminating in Ragnarok, embodies the process of psychological death and rebirth, essential to individuation. Their wisdom, he writes, though clothed in mythological language, speaks to the eternal human journey towards self-realization and wholeness.